doubleheader. Oh.
The Rapala DT series. Revolutionary balsa lures that quickly dive to their design depth and stay there throughout most of your retrieve, maximizing time in the fish zone. From fat to flat body baits, they incorporate a range of performance characteristics, from aggressive to subtle. And they're known for digging big bass out of heavy cover where other crankbaits fear to tread. Get down, stay down, catch fish. The DT Dives 2 series from Rapala.
You know, the DTs have really come a long way. Starting off with, you know, long cast design, thin lip design that makes the baits dive deeper. There's so many things built into the DT, it's really incredible.
Well, you know, with the concept originally, and you brought to us, with all that knowledge of crankbaiting, buddy, you think about the DT family with specifically designed baits that would run at predetermined depths, starting with the DT16, then to the 10. We snuck in the 14. We've got the DT6, the DT4. But you brought it to us one critical element, and that was if anglers can make a long cast, that you're going to be able to keep that bait in the water a lot longer, hence holding in the strike zone to be successful.
Well, you know, that's what a crankbait's all about. The longer you keep it down there, the more productive it's going to become. And you know, the main thing, and we're forgetting the main thing about DTs, is that every single one of those catch fish.
That's
and
right.
It's not just a gimmick, they really work.
Want to cut a swath through your favorite waters and bring home the bacon? Then fat is where it's at. And when it comes to fat bass and fast action, there's nothing fatter and badder than the new DT Fat 3 from Rapala. It has hog written all over it, from the blunt end of its broad snout to the tip of its wiggly tail.
It runs fairly shallow, you know, probably effective up to about 5 foot deep. It's a good bait to throw up in the pads and just rip it right out of them. Old fence lines, brush piles, riprap, any type of shallow structure is going to work really good with this bait. And it, as you can see, it's got a real wide wobble, and that's what you look for right there. That is a very aggressive fish wobble. So usually the shallower you fish, the more aggressive the fish are, and that's why this would be a good choice for fishing tidal waters, river systems. In the south, it's going to be an extremely good spring bait, pre-spawn, and it's going to be a really good late in the year bait also. Further north you go, the wider that zone's going to be. If you're a river fisherman, it's a must.
The DT Fat 3 has a wide body and bulky profile for maximum displacement and vibration, resulting in a hard wobbling action and excellent body roll.
One of the things that's real important about this type of crankbait is it's highly buoyant, which means as soon as you hit something, if you pause, it bounces back away from it and you don't get caught. And that's one of the things this DT bait's got. Boy, when you stop it, she bobs right to the top. And that's what tricks him into biting.
Balsa construction provides maximum buoyancy, teamed with a square lip to enhance deflection off wood and timber. In the top 3 feet, it can't be beat.
You want to throw this bait in the thickest cover you can find. Nothing about finesse, it's all about power fishing this bait. I'm using 17 to 20 pound test, a medium heavy rod, and I'm plowing this bait through anything I can run it through. What makes this so effective? First of all, fish don't see this kind of bait in cover like that. They just never see a crankbait in thick cover. Whether I'm fishing the tour out west or I'm back in Florida, there's some type of cover where I can put this thing where bass are not going to be expecting a crankbait. I promise you, this is the lure to go after them. It's got the vibration, it's got the wobble, it's got the action.
The DT Fat 3 is 2.5 inches in length and packs a 1/2 ounce wallop of pure fish catching power. It comes in the same great family of 11 colors, specifically designed for the DT Flat series to cover all water conditions. 6 patterns sport VMC black nickel trebles, front and back, and 5 more feature sure set hooks for slap-happy fish that bump or push the bait while barely opening their jaws. If the holographic eyes don't convince bass to pounce on the head, the Suresets bring up the rear for fish that barely nip with their lips. It's pure commotion in hard wobbling motion.
Commando fishing, really getting in there where the fish live.
I promise you, this is the lure to go after them. It's got the vibration.
Man, it's got some action. This thing has got more vibration than you can really believe. And
All I can tell you is you better hang on, because you're gonna get some bites doing it.
Sometimes you've got to throw your weight around if you expect hog bass to strike back. And when you're after the biggest bass in the toughest cover imaginable, root 'em out with the new DT Fat 3 from Rapala.